The playoffs are fun. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Up the Boards. My name's Yusuf.
I'm Tyler.
And well, the first round's over.
Yep.
The Leafs, of course, did not make it past the first round again.
As is tradition.
As is tradition. What a shock, to be quite honest.
And it wasn't even to Boston this time.
Yeah, but they were so like we're not gonna talk about it because it's been a little bit since, and also the Lightning are done there for second round anyway, so we're not gonna talk about the Leafs. But they were close. They were close. It could have been the Leafs. It should have been the Leafs. Oh well. But yeah, today's episode we're talking about second round stuff. We've got just something to cover every base. And
every
I think
series,
every series, and the best place to start is what was just referenced. And Tyler, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Is it true that the Florida Panthers were the highest scoring team in the NHL this year?
Oh, absolutely.
And is it true that the Florida Panthers were also the President's Trophy winners this year?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Right. Now, is it also true that Sergei Bobrovsky had a fairly good season this year compared to
for him, yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the other thing, and I, this is a question that I don't know if you know the answer to, but I just found out the answer today. Did you know that the Panthers went the whole regular season without getting shut out?
Oh, yeah, I knew that. Now I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
Who is the greatest goaltender in the world at the moment?
Andrei Vasilevsky.
That is correct.
Yes, it is.
You know my love for Big Cat. 3 goals on 100 shots.
And of course, he ends the series clincher on a shutout. Because of course he did. Okay, this is insanity to me. In 10 straight series.
Oh, I know. I read the stats. I know.
Right. Do you understand the only series he doesn't have a shutout in a clinching game was against the fucking Leafs?
Yeah.
That's insanity.
Oh, no, he's great. Dude, I love Vasilevsky. Like, he's a wall.
He is the greatest fucking goaltender in the world right now. Like, that's, anyways.
It's like Price meets Quick. It is like this beautiful insanity.
It is. But I think the question now that we have to ask, now that we've covered all our bases with the Florida stuff, are the Panthers a fraud?
I mean,
is this where we finally admit it? Because they looked fucking sketchy against Washington, and then whatever the fuck that Battle of Florida was.
Slaughter of Florida. I think Owen Tippett must have been the glue holding that team together, because once he left, it was all downhill.
Ooh, it definitely wasn't Aaron Ekblad, apparently.
I'm confused why they didn't change goalies.
You know what? I was meaning to talk to you about that, and I'm glad you're bringing it up now, because
there's certain goalies you don't bench them.
Right.
There's certain ones you don't like. You don't bench Vasilevsky as a backup. You just don't.
No.
But Fleury got benched in the first round.
Fleury did get benched.
And it's like that, like, even to me, I wouldn't have done that still. I still think they would have lost, but I would have kept Fleury in because it's Fleury. But
right, exactly.
Talbot had a great season. He was a really good player. Like, it kind of was okay there. But like Bobrovsky and Spencer kind of always went back and forth, and Spencer was really good last year in their postseason kind of thing.
But they didn't start Spencer this year.
And then they went with Cobb this year, and it's like, okay, like, I get it. You're paying him $10 million. You want to see him, and it's like he did do above average for him this year, but
you also want the kid to have the experience.
I also think when you're down 3-0, you kind of start throwing shit at the wall.
Yeah, that too.
Especially on a back-to-back.
Yeah.
That one that haunts me a little bit. That was a weird coaching decision. I don't agree with, but
I know. Anyone that would listen to this or anyone that knows us knows that we are Spencer's biggest fans, and he should have played at least one of those games.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I don't know what the coaching decision was on fucking Andrew Burnett's case, but you know what? I don't know. The goaltending decision was strange. Definitely the one thing I do want to talk about is Andrew Burnett and his coaching, in that, he had some pretty big shoes to fill when he came in as interim coach, considering he had to take over for Quenneville.
It was a weird circumstance.
It was a weird circumstance of how everything happened. They were on their 10-game win streak by the time Burnett took over.
It was a weird thing.
but he still managed to lead them to fucking first in the league.
Regular season, though.
That's the thing
And
in regular season.
This is the game. This is where playoffs are interesting. That's why I always say it's defensive goaltending, because like if you watch a team like Florida, highest scoring team in the league, as you said,
Yep.
they're out.
Yeah.
And the two lowest scoring, or the two teams that gave it up the least amount of goals, are currently battling it out 2-2 in a series.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting. And like they're both fighting tooth and nail. And it's one of those things where it's like Florida's gone. They got swept. They got absolutely embarrassed.
Yeah, they got swept. Like,
and it's like scoring is cool, and it's great that like they're doing all these cool things already this season. But like once you get to playoffs, it's like, okay, we got to like tweak lines. If something's not clicking, like you have to be able to adjust on the fly.
Oh, yeah, you got to be able to fix things ASAP.
They weren't, and it just. Then the rumor of them going out to the strip club and everything got in there.
I saw that before Game 4. Yeah, that's a little shaky. But I think there's a lot of questions to ask, and I don't think by any means it proves that Andrew Brunette is a bad coach. But I think just because his lack of head coaching experience in the playoffs showed in this second round against Tampa, and it's just like.
Meanwhile, John Cooper is probably sipping on bourbon right now, cigar.
John Cooper is probably just like
my favorite coach,
like hibernating, just getting ready for whoever he has to face in the third round. The look on his face when the clock hit 0 yesterday, when they won the series, he just had this smirk of, all right, next.
Dude, did you see the video of him like from the first round?
No.
He's sitting at his pool, Stanley Cup on a table next to him, shorts, sunglasses, lit cigar, drink in hand. He's just sitting there. He's like, it's just another year, another playoffs. It's like, oh my God, dude, come on.
John Cooper, I love
sitting by the pool, palm trees in the back.
I think this is like quickly just John Cooper appreciation.
On. Yeah, it's
this is just quickly John Cooper appreciation, because like even after game 1 of the first round, when they got shelled 5-0 by the Leafs, they asked him like, "Oh, how are you feeling about the team getting like shelled like that?" And he was just like, "We gave it to him. I'm not worried." And I'm like, "What is the fear? There's no fear in this man. Nope. There's no fear whatsoever." And like the way Tampa, the big talking point about how this whole series is, everyone thought it was going to be physical because it's the Battle of Florida, and it wasn't. There were more weird ref calls than there were anything else. Like the whole series. They pulled this off entirely without Braden Point. They're that good. They're just that good.
You gotta love it, man. I mean, dude, and the thing is, like, it wasn't like they were high-scoring games. Like,
no, not by any means.
Dude, they just play good. Like,
defense. They just play good defense. Yeah,
good goaltending.
That's how you went. Now, Vasi. Oh man, and like I think the big asking, or the big question out of this series isn't about Tampa, because we all know Tampa's good. Everyone knows Tampa's good.
Yeah.
By this Florida team, like, would you call them frauds?
I mean, I'll put it like this. I don't think a lot of the guys who were acquired, who are on, who are going to be free agents, are going to be back. Like, I don't think Giroux's going to stick around. I think he's going to test the waters and pick a home. Now, maybe he'll shock us, maybe he'll stay, but like, I could see him totally just being like, you know what, like, this was kind of weird. We're going to dip out here.
Yeah.
And then I know I asked you this yesterday in a text. Do you think have they made their coach the official head coach, or is he still just the interim?
As far as I know, I believe Andrew Brunette is still interim.
I would call Barry. Get him down there for an interview.
Yeah.
Get Mitch Korn with Bob. Get the whole band together and see what happens.
I'm going to quickly look this up because I'm actually curious. But he's still interim head coach. He's not full-time.
I would strongly consider looking at a Tortorella or a Trotz.
Or Trotz, maybe, yeah. Rick Tocchet.
You need something, because that's just...
Yeah. And no hate to Andrew Brunette. Like, the circumstances of what he had to do this season is impressive of how he got the head coaching gig. But, like, for a team like Florida that for once used all of their assets properly and spent their money in places that they needed to spend money, it just didn't click.
Yeah,
And no, and that's the thing is in Florida's power play sucked.
Yeah.
God, it was bad. Like,
you need special teams to win playoffs, man. That's what it comes down to. But Claude Giroux's a free agent. I mean, no Lachari, that's not like a huge loss, but
no.
Ben Sherratt, Robert Hagg, they got some pieces that are going to be free agents.
Joe Thornton's probably retiring.
Probably.
No.
It wouldn't shock me. But it's just one of those things where it's you kind of look at it and you're like, well, you guys got to do something.
Yeah. And I think too is there. We'll get to this later in the episode because we're going to be touching up on this specifically. But whenever you have a team that has high scoring superstars, you want them to show up.
Oh, absolutely.
Barkov and Huberdeau. Where were they? Anthony Duclair was doing okay.
But he's not supposed to be their top scorer.
That's the thing. Like I said again, Barkov, Huberdeau. There's a lot of great forward pairs in the NHL, like superstar pairs. You have Mitch and Austin. You have Barkov and Huberdeau. You have McKinnon and Rantanen. You have McDavid and Draisaitl.
Backstrom and
Ovi. Fucking Crosby and Gino. Yeah. They show up when they have to, when they need to, when the situation calls for it. Your stars show up, and for Jonathan Huberdeau, who finished I think third in Art Ross this year, he finished second. I think he finished 5 points behind Connor.
Especially when your team built around your prolific offense,
right.
For them to not show up,
and that's the thing. And having the highest scoring offense in the league in 30 years or something, right? The highest goal total. That stings a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, dude, it reminded me a lot of the early 2010 Capitals.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly who I was watching.
Yeah,
above average goaltending, defense was one or two good pieces, but really high scoring. It's just they couldn't get over the hump.
Right. Yeah. I don't know about the Florida team. I feel like if they can figure out how to keep assets, they might be able to do something next year.
Yeah, because in the top two rounds over the next 3 years, they have one pick.
Oh, that's bad.
It's a second rounder, not this year, but next year.
That's bad.
That's really bad, yeah.
That's really bad, yeah. And you know what? Unfortunately, that's the sacrifice of trying to go all in too quickly. Look at Vegas. They didn't even make the playoffs. So, anyway, that's rough. Go Tampa again. Have fun. Trying to go for 3 in a row.
Yep.
Whether or not they can complete the dynasty. Somewhere right now, Nikita Kucherov is probably shirtless and just chugging beers.
Can you blame him?
No, you can't. You can't blame any of them, to be quite honest. Zach Bogosian is 8 wins away from being a 2-time Stanley Cup champion.
Bogo for Norris.
Weird. Bogo for Norris. Never forget. But yeah, at the end of the day with the Panthers, offense just didn't show up. The defense looked clunky. Really clunky.
They just didn't look prepared.
No, not at all. That's
you kind of know what you're going to get with Tampa at this point. John Cooper doesn't have an ace up his sleeve. It's all out on the table.
It is.
It is. You know what you're getting.
Yeah, but the problem is Tampa knows what you're getting to, and Tampa can do whatever the fuck they want. You want to play defensive? They'll play defensive. You want to play
so confident.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, one fucking back-to-back cups. Of course, they're confident. And then goaltending, I genuinely I heard someone trying to put the blame for this series on Bobrovsky, and I don't think you can blame Bob.
You can't. I mean, as we said, I think they could have went to Spencer for.
They could have went to Spencer, yeah,
and it would have been okay, So I don't think you could fully put it on Bob, but it definitely was like lack of scoring. Like you can't shut out Tampa game after game. You just can't shut them out 4 straight games. They're going to score goals.
They're going to score. They're going to be pesky. And if they're not, they're going to be high scoring.
Yeah.
No. I know the first round series for Florida was kind of iffy with Washington because they dropped 2 games and those 2 games were not good.
Nope.
Like, I can't put any blame on the $10 million man, but the rest of the team, considering how much money they've spent on offense and defense this year and what they sacrificed to get the players they got.
I mean, also like not to hinder on the first round, but like Washington was an above average goalie. Honestly, Washington was an average goalie away from winning that series.
Yeah.
The fact that both their goalies are below average in the league, like if they just had somewhat of a pulse, they would have won.
They would have won that series. Yeah. Which is nuts. So I don't think consensus. I don't know if we can. I don't think Florida's a fraud, but they definitely got caught in their own bullshit.
I think they kind of jumped the gun a little bit. Now they got to reacquire some assets and try to figure out how to move forward.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
It's like that.
Which leads us to
something. So the St. Louis Colorado series has been interesting.
Which part?
All of it?
Yeah, I was gonna say
all of it.
The actual war that's going on, or the hockey aspect of it.
I don't know anymore, to be quite honest with you, because it's just gotten entirely like a little too interesting. Where do we begin? So Colorado is up 3-1 in the series right now. Right?
Yeah.
And that's not really a surprise because most people knew Colorado was going to body St. Louis, but people said it was going to be close, which it was. It was definitely close until Game 3.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, the elephant in the room. Yeah.
I'm gonna
go ahead.
How do we start this? Because this is a very dicey subject.
I got it very.
Go ahead.
Subtly.
Go, just go. My camera's here. I forgot. Go.
Jordan Binnington.
Yes.
Got hurt.
Yes, he did.
On a hockey play.
Yes, he did.
In which Nazem Kadri was tied up with a St. Louis player.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up hitting Jordan Binnington.
Yes, he did.
He did not run Jordan Binnington. It was a hockey play. You can slow it down 1,000 times. You can watch that play in slow motion 1,000 times. Oh, and the 0.201 second mark, you kind of did it. No, you can't. It's a hockey play. It happens in real time. You can't slow it down. Like, you're not sitting there in slow motion thinking of it. Like, you just don't. It was a hockey play.
I'm going to preface this by saying Nas is one of my favorite players in the league. He has been for a long time, going back to when he was a Leaf, Middle Eastern player, good Muslim guy from London, Ontario. It makes me feel good about those kind of people in the league. It really makes me feel good that there's still that 100%. Kind of inclusivity. It's great.
100%.
Here's the thing about what happened in Game 3. My camera's getting out of focus a little bit. Give me 1 second. Here's the thing about Game 3.
Just focus on the jersey.
I know, right? Here's the weird thing. Do you understand that Nas never actually entirely made contact with Jordan Binnington?
I'm aware. Dude, second you text me about it, I said a hockey play. Like
puck is going down the ice, just off the point. Callie Rosen is skating for it. Kadri is skating for it. Kadri tries to knock Rosen off to get the puck. Rosen knocks Kadri back. They fall. Rosen falls into Jordan. That's what happened.
It's a hockey play.
Didn't touch him.
Dude, I've been on the receiving end of this.
I know.
I didn't get hurt. Like, it happens.
Yeah.
It's a hockey play.
It happens. So, anyway, Jordan Buckhead Binnington, I have to say that, despite him being from my goddamn town, it doesn't mean anything anyway. They took the sign down finally. The Stanley Cup champion, they finally took it down. So Jordan gets hurt, and he gets up, and he's trying to skate a little bit. He's like, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm Jordan Bennington. Nothing can hurt me." And you see him skate a little bit, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then he shimmies a little over, and then you realize, oh, something's wrong. Like either he has a messed up knee or something happened to his hip. I'm not sure. They didn't. I don't think they ever disclosed what the injury was.
This is like my one. I hate the fact that like with COVID and everything now they don't disclose injuries anymore. Like,
I know it's
really it hurts. Like I want to know now.
So Jordan is just out for the rest of the series, and for once, Nas isn't in trouble, which I'm incredibly happy about. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually like really happy about that.
There's no reason he should be in trouble.
No, but here's where the trouble started. Is after Game 3, Nas is doing his post-game interview with the TNT panel, and Biz mentions this, by the way, in the most recent Spinning Chicklets episode. I was watching it today.
We don't talk about Biz.
I know we don't talk about Biz, but this is the good side of Biz.
He's declared war on us.
Oh, this is true. He has declared war on the Rangers. Yeah.
Fuck him.
So anyways, fuckhead. So the TNT panel was asking Nas some questions, and you see Nas like glance over to the side for a minute and like turn his whole body and look. And as the camera cuts off and they start playing a replay of the hit of the Bennington thing, you hear what sounds like a water bottle hit the ground. And Nas out loud says, "I think he just threw a water bottle at me." Later, you find out from multiple people that happen to be in the room that fucking Jordan Bennington threw a water bottle at Nazem Kadri. And now the NHL is investigating it. It's becoming a whole thing. And somehow, I know how, Nazem Kadri has been receiving death threats from St. Louis Blues fans for the last 2 days. The Colorado Avalanche have had to figure out a way to get private security to make sure that Nas doesn't get murdered for something he didn't even do.
Stay classy, St. Louis.
Stay classy, St. Louis. Fuck you.
So, well, then to add more to the fire, Sam Girard died.
Right. Pavel Buchnevich murdered Sam Girard.
Yeah, which like, just not cool.
No, the kid has a fucking broken sternum. Holy shit, that's bad.
Like, he kind of led into that. Like, he waited. He made sure it wasn't going to get like. It was not suspension worthy, but it was not a clean hit. Like, it should have been a penalty. I don't think it was suspension worthy.
It should have been a major. It should have been a major.
Clean. It was not clean. You at war or something?
No, the Edmonton game's going on right now. They were up 3-0, and now it's 3-2. Somehow Calgary scored 2 in 5 minutes.
It's because we want Calgary to win, so it's our channeling energy of us being one of these is bringing
true,
Calgary
but
victory.
I want Connor McDavid to do well. Anyways, back to the point at hand. We're going to get to Connor
because
later.
You want him to get traded so we can all talk about it. Anyway,
so back to the Kadri thing.
So Girard dies.
Girard dies. The Blues are doing their best to essentially destroy Colorado.
Well, and then Kadri got jumped during.
And then Kadri got jumped.
Yeah, which was kind of like. That was just absolute bullshit.
Yeah, and the worst part is like
the joke were fine.
I'm looking. Yeah, that God, so dumb. I'm looking at this from the off ice perspective too, because like just the amount of hate that's going to Nas, and if you've seen the screenshots, they've been going around Twitter, that have been posted of the messages that Nas has been receiving on Instagram. They're pretty bad.
Yeah,
like they're pretty bad. And all like at the end of the day, me being a Middle Eastern person, I understand that this isn't a hockey thing anymore. This is very much a race thing.
Yeah, it's not cool. It's not good.
And it hurts. It hurts to see what's going on because like, look, I know he has a temper. I know he's been, suspended multiple series for a bad hit here and there.
But he was. He was
anymore. The last time they played St. Louis, he got suspended 8 games because he's a repeat offender. But this year, he really cleaned himself up.
Yeah. I
He
mean, dude,
really
he's been an
has.
outstanding player for Colorado. Like, I was talking to my friends who's a Bruins fan. He's like,
Yeah.
dude, if Kadri doesn't get re-signed, like, I want him.
Yeah.
Like, people want him on their team.
People want Nazem Kadri. He has the veteran leadership. He has the scoring capability still. He had fucking 81 points this year, or like 87 points this year. Career high. 80 plus.
He just wasn't a good Leaf.
Just what? Well, I mean, he was a good Leaf. That's the problem. He was a good Leaf.
He was a good Leaf. The Leafs just weren't good for him.
He was a good Leaf, and then they got Austin. So then he got demoted to second line, and then they got Johnny, and then he got demoted to third, and then he got suspended in 2019 in the first round, and then Kyle Dubas said, goodbye. I'm trading you for our future star defenseman, Tyson Barrie. And then what happened to Tyson Barrie? Do you know who else was a part of that trade?
Huh.
Callie Rosen.
Was it really?
Yep. Yeah. Funny enough. Callie Rosen, and it was... Yeah, I believe so. I believe it was Callie Rosen, Kerfoot, and Barrie.
You know what's interesting?
What?
Kadri still currently playing the second round.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Barrie still currently playing in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Leafs have issues. That's a whole other day. Yeah, but what's going on if Nas, like, fans tweeting at him, that's just 100% not
It hurts.
cool.
It hurts me to see. And it's like, come on, man, this is a human being still. Like, I get, like I said, he's like got his temper on the ice and he has his reputation. The fucking comments by Craig Berube, by the way, about Nas.
Dude,
Reputation.
Don't get me started.
Shut up.
There are teams that take on their coach's persona as who they are. And they're annoying. St. Louis is one of those teams.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love Pavel Buchnevich. Now he's an asshole.
Yeah.
But it's upsetting.
Yeah.
Like, he's kind of a dick now. Jordan Binnington is the most annoying goalie in the league.
Jordan, and the thing is, like, what's so funny is people are like, oh, I didn't know Jordan Binnington could be like that. Do you understand how his NHL career got started? He did that out of spite.
Yeah. Like,
because fucking Marty Brodeur told him, hey, kid, we want to send you to the E to get some training in and then maybe send you up to Providence. And he was like, I don't want to do that. Either you, like, bring me up to the big leagues or I'm not fucking playing for you at all. And they were like, okay. And then he won a cup. And then his ego went up to fucking here. And then he signed that 2-year extension that no one remembers for some reason. And sucked in that 2-year extension. And then he signed up for like the 6-year bullshit. Like, what the fuck?
I don't like Jordan Binnington. I cannot say it enough. I don't like Jordan Binnington.
His ego, his attitude, the way he picks fights with players.
I think it was when they played the Sharks when he was like trying to swing at people.
He would start swinging at people, and he swung at, I want to say it was Brent Burns, and Burns wanted to fight him, but then Binnington immediately hid behind somebody.
Yeah, it's like, dude, come on. Like,
yeah.
If you're going to start stuff.
Right.
I don't know.
But, like, I don't know. Moral of this is Ville Husso is in net. Kadri did nothing wrong. Ville Husso is now in net, and Ville Husso
lit up like a goddamn Christmas tree.
Yeah, he did not look good. By the way, Nazem Kadri got a hat trick.
Oh, I know. It was beautiful.
It was great.
So beautiful.
How fucking like poetic that was for all that shit to happen to get a fucking hat trick.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's what's gonna happen. Colorado's gonna win tomorrow. It's gonna be over, and St. Louis fans will complain, and then no one will care because they're not in the playoffs anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Easy peasy. Done.
That's what's gonna happen. Like, or they're gonna make it. Or you know what? If they're really that upset, fucking rally and play better.
Yeah. Yeah. Like something that was mentioned that I'd heard somewhere today or yesterday. St. Louis had their whole game plan ready for Colorado because Binnington was playing like a fucking baller. So they were like, we're just going to play around Jordan and it's going to work. And it worked in game 2, but then Jordan got hurt. And then St. Louis said, we didn't plan for this.
But like
We didn't
see,
plan.
this is I hate this. Like in like any sport. I don't care what sport. It could be football, it could be baseball, it could be hockey, it could be basketball. Like I hate when fan bases, I hate when coaches, I hate when people are just like, we had a lot of injuries, it's just what happened. And it's like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So did every other team. So does every other sport. So does every other league. Your job as a GM is to make depth. That is your literal job, is to be able to prepare for all situations that you have the depth to get to the championship. Or if you're, obviously, if you're going, that's your team's goal for the year. Yep. If you're rebuilding, like that's different. But if your goal is to get a Stanley Cup, your job is to create depth. And if you're not confident in your backup, then you need to acquire a different player.
In basketball, having a good bench wins you a championship. In baseball, having good hitting depth down your lineup and having good relief pitchers in your bullpen, your pitching depth, wins you a World Series. In hockey, having good lines 3 and 4 and defensive pairing 3 wins you games.
Yep.
The highest scoring player on Tampa Bay right now, take a wild guess who it is. There's 2, actually. They're tied for first.
Actually, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping it's Nick Paul, but I know
it's not Nick Paul. Sadly, it is not Toronto hero Nick Paul. He's hilarious. He's getting his revenge era, which is nice. It is not Nick Paul.
So happy he's out of Ottawa. It's like, thank you.
So currently, I believe the number might have changed, but right now at 5 goals each, I think it is Ross Colton and Corey Perry.
Corey Perry
is the leading goal scorer on the fucking juggernaut Tampa Bay Lightning. They're minor.
I mean, once again, it's all about matchups, man. It's like keep preaching to you. It's all about matchups. If
really
your third line is playing good enough that they can shut down a team's first line, you put them out there, because that means your first line plays their second line, your second line plays their third line, and you could light the torch.
Yeah.
And that's all you need.
Exactly. And so, man, it's pathetic seeing what St. Louis is trying to do now, because they're like, oh, Jordan's hurt. That means we got to play tougher. No, just play hockey. Score.
Play tougher, because what you're going to do, you're going to give them power plays. Great. Now, their offense is prolific. Actually, no offense.
They're actually
prolific.
So and here's the thing: if you shut down Colorado offense, you're probably thinking a sane human being would be like, ha ha ha, we got their offense. They think they're so good. Yeah, you forget Cale Makar exists.
Yeah. But they're not. Now it's up for blood. They don't even care about winning at this point. They just want to hurt them.
Yeah, they just want to hurt them. Which, and this is the thing, Colorado's probably just going to get the job done tomorrow. They just call it a day and be like, cool, get the rest.
I'll give it to them. Jordan Bennington has the lowest goals against average and highest save percentage in the playoffs.
He did.
And that, no, he's still technically, second.
Well, but now he's not playing. So, I get what you mean, though.
But you got to just prevail. They were playing Husso at the end of the year. They had faith in him. And if I'm not mistaken, he started their first round.
He did. He started the first round until he got lit up a couple times. And then they said, Jordan, go. Then Jordan won the series. So
this is where it's that fun little
yeah, it's stupid. But I guess the thing we were trying to get to though is everything that's going on with Nas, and it's part of why I got the jersey up today. It's also signed, by the way. That was one thing I had meant to mention is he's got his reputation. He's really nice off ice. He's super cool, and it hurts me seeing that he's this is happening to him right now.
Absolutely.
The 1 year he's actually playing clean and playing well is, and nothing on ice bad, but off ice, dude.
I mean, once again, also, Bennington throws water bottle. It's like, dude.
Yeah, like the pettiness of it, just like really, really. I don't know.
Which leads us to our next series.
Yeah, so we're doing this East-West at this point. So, hey Tyler.
Yep.
How are the Rangers?
How about them Rangers, to quote Ryan Reeves? 2-2, baby. Let's go. I mean, I'm going to kind of leave it pretty I'm going to try to be as non-biased as possible. Carolina did not come up with doing something at center ice after a win. So let's just get that on the open before I start a riot. Seeing as they think they invented that. B, my biggest thing is this. Carolina can't win on the road. I can't hear you. No, I can't hear you.
I was muted. Really?
There you are.
Yeah.
Carolina can't win on the road. And I don't even care. Like I said, we were supposed to get to the first round.
Yeah.
We did it.
Literally
we're just here for fun now.
All of Carolina's wins in the first round were only at home.
And every time they played in Boston, they got beat badly. And it's
like really badly.
So it's 2-2, and the home team has won every game. In a series Carolina has played, the home team has won every game.
Yeah.
We won in Pittsburgh, so that kind of brings me some hope. We lost at home. It happens. To Pittsburgh, but
no. But Carolina winning only home games, they have home ice.
For now.
By that logic. But that's the thing, is by that logic, yeah. Well, won't they have home ice if they beat the Rangers against Tampa?
Okay, then what? They play Colorado?
Yeah, that's the thing. They play Colorado
or Calgary.
No, they have home ice against Calgary.
Okay, Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado. Not fun. But my point being is, Carolina.
I don't think Tampa cares about playing on the road. Tampa just doesn't give a shit.
That's true. Tampa does not give a
John
fuck.
could be like, "Oh, we're the road team. Shit, I need another cigar."
Yeah, we're the road team. Ah, damn it. Which city is that? Carolina or Raleigh? Okay, cool. What are they? I gotta find something to do. They have game one. Aren't you supposed to be coaching? Nah, not today. I like Kucherov coach.
Getting some barbecue. Oh man, I haven't had this in a while.
You see John Cooper with a George Foreman grill on the bench.
He's out there tailgating for the game. It's like, dude, what the shit?
The fuck? Nah. Carolina has had their luck of winning only home games, and because they've had a home ice advantage, that's worked out for them. The question with Carolina is, at some point that's gonna end.
Yeah.
That magic will run out because, I haven't really been following them the whole playoffs, but I do know they haven't looked dominant.
So seeing as some idiot decided he was going to buy tickets and go to Raleigh for game 2,
that would be you.
It would be me.
That would be you.
They really are committed to we got to throw everything in front of our goalie to help him out.
Which is currently and still Antti Ranta.
Yeah, and I think this is the thing. I like Antti Ranta. I've never had an issue with him.
Right.
And while he was a starter and he looked good, he's not elite by any means. And they recognize that. So they quite literally are throwing bodies in front of him. There was a memorable play from game 2 where three different players were in the blue paint pushing the puck out. Which is great, but you can only do that for so long. And so I'm kind of curious to see. Game 5 is going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Because we've apparently seemed to have figured him out, and we've been playing good defense all season or all series.
Yep.
And that's, once again, this is the 2 lowest goals against teams in the league.
Yeah.
By 4, there's a 4. I think Carolina was first by 4 goals, and it's
damn.
Yeah.
Igor is playing better, which is nice. Igor is playing a lot better.
Oh yeah. So it's been good. It's been pretty scrappy. It's been kind of a nice little fun storyline.
Definitely been scrappy.
Max Domi cross-checking Ryan Lindgren after the Hornet game 3 was a little dirty. And then Tony D'Angelo trying to fight our coach was.
I saw that too. Yeah, weird.
Yeah, very
weird. Hockey is a weird sport.
Yep.
Yep.
But that's the beautiful thing. Unlike the Blues who are just playing revenge games.
Yeah.
After Game 3, Ryan Reeves and Gallant wanted people to be murdered. But then they actually never followed up on that.
Yeah.
Because as Gallant said this morning, that's what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
And, that's hockey. So it's actually, if you want to watch a good series that's not all offense, it's actually a great series to watch. It really is good back and forth hockey, great scoring chances on both sides. Like honestly, fun series. And like
I feel like it's been the only even series.
It's terrifyingly even. And like I don't know why. Like first game I was like, this is gonna be high scoring, and then I was like, no, it's not. And it's
and that's the thing is like you never expect high scoring with Carolina to begin with.
I for some reason always do just because they beat everybody because no one else can score against them.
Right.
So it's very interesting. I'm kind of Game 5 will be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Our coach has already said it's going to be a 7-game series, so I love that. He's pretty confident in that, and that's good.
Yeah.
So it's a good series. If you haven't watched it, totally watch it.
Right. Yeah. Hey, you know what? And good for the Rangers that they are tying the series now because, man, a lot of people kind of wrote off the Rangers after the first round.
Yeah.
So, good. Honestly, I
wrote them off after Game 4. And then,
fair enough. Yes, you did.
4, 5, and 6.
Yes, you did.
Game 5, 6, and 7. They're like, Tyler, shut the fuck up. I was like, okay. Like,
yep. Yeah. Excuse me. So you're not expecting like high scoring from that, but overall, good. It's been a good series so far.
Great series. Yeah, I actually haven't watching it.
I'm probably gonna watch Game 5.
You should.
Yeah.
Come with me.
Speaking of high scoring.
Yeah, speaking of teams that don't understand what the fuck defense is, let's go to the opposite of this series.
Where do we start? Do we start with the Oilers first, or do we start with McDavid and then the Oilers, or do we go Oilers and McDavid?
Let's just talk the series for a minute. So now everything I just said about the Carolina and New York series, take that and throw it out the
window. Put it on the ball, light it on fire, chuck it out the window.
Where the Carolina New York series is like a soccer game, like 1-0, like that's kind of where that's going. This is like a basketball game. It's like let's see, like just keep scoring. Just keep scoring, stop, see what happens. Just keep going.
So the Battle of Alberta has been the most fun battle of the second round because the Battle of Florida sucked.
Yeah.
Game 1, famously for Edmonton and Calgary this year, ended in one of the most ludicrous games I've ever watched, where Calgary won 9-6.
Casually.
Mind you, casually. They got 3 goals in the first 5 minutes, including 2 in a minute. They pulled Mike Smith after the 3rd goal and got Mikko Koskinen in. And then the next thing you know, it was 5-2 or something. And then Edmonton ties it up 5-5. And then they pulled Markstrom. And then somehow, within all of that, the Flames got 4 more goals. Edmonton got 1 more goal. Matthew Tkachuk got a hat trick.
You just got to read the scoring summary. It just does so much more justice to what you're doing.
Hysterical.
I'm getting it up. Don't worry.
Please do. All right, Matthew Tkachuk with a hat trick. Keith Tkachuk doesn't want to give his hat up. Brady Tkachuk got a Budweiser sponsorship.
Yeah, I was going to say, Brady Tkachuk did more than Matt. Matt got a hat trick, and everyone was talking about Brady.
But Brady Tkachuk got a fucking Budweiser sponsorship. Please read the scoring summary.
Read this.
Please.
This is phenomenal.
Please.
First period. Elias Lindholm, Andrew Mangiapane, Brett Ritchie, all for Calgary. Then McDavid makes it. He gets 1, so it's Edmonton 1, Calgary 3. Second period comes around, and apparently everyone decided this was their moment to shine. Blake Coleman again. It's 5-1. Calgary's up. Evan Bouchard says, I want to get in on this, makes it 5-2. And then Matthew Tkachuk says, I might as well just get another one. Or I might as well get my first of the game. So it was 6-2. Then Edmonton apparently realized, hey, maybe we should try. So they got 3 straight. Zach Hyman got 2 of them. Draisaitl got 1.
Go on.
So 6-5 end of the second. Then Kyler Yamamoto says, you know what? Let's tie it. So that was 6-6. And then Rasmus Anderson said, I'm not losing at this highest scoring of the game. So he scored. And then Matt Tkachuk got 2 goals. And then it was 9-6. And everyone was confused.
Yeah. Yeah. This series has been.
But Daryl Sutter's quote was just so beautiful.
Daryl Sutter.
They said it wasn't the highest scoring enough last series.
Yeah,
so they decided to commit to offense. It's like,
what did he say? He's like, yeah, I told the boys to score 7 of 10 tonight and have fun.
They did
that, Daryl.
Once again, the other game tonight was a 2-1 game in overtime. Yeah. Like, I want that to just be beautifully understood. Like,
they went from a 2-1 overtime win in Game 7 against Dallas to Game 1 of the Battle of Alberta with 15 goals scored.
Even like every other score in every other game this like second round has been.
What the craziest part is, somehow Mike Smith was not the goalie with the fucking worst save percentage.
No, I think he actually walked out there with the best.
Yeah.
Mike Smith also has not been their problem, but like
he has not been. But regardless, so Game 1 was a fucking fiesta and a half. So they had their fun.
Oh yeah, we're not even at Game 3 yet. Oh yeah, we have a long ways to go.
And then you had Game 2, which was just like proper game.
Yeah, Edmonton won, and like that was like
proper game.
And everyone's like, "Wow, McDavid's good." It's like, yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
That was kind of the takeaway from that.
Yeah, and then Game 3 happened, and
Mike Smith died.
Mike Smith died, and then like something out of a fucking WWE promo. You see him just trudging his way.
It was beautiful. It was just so beautiful.
This man is taken out on concussion protocol from the game, and somehow you see him just trudging through the fucking hallways in the back of the locker rooms, just making his way back out on the ice. And you're like, what the fuck is happening?
And he's got a chair.
Oh my God, Smith's got. And by like that happened. Evander Kane has a hat trick. Like.
It's like, wow, that was incredible. Like,
was Ken Holland right?
It was so beautiful. Like, it's so beautiful.
It made no sense at all. Mike Smith has been doing really good, all things considered, this series. Like, he really has been.
It's been fine.
Edmonton doesn't know how to play defense. That's fine. But, you know...
The one thing I will say is the NHL has to sit down this offseason between Binnington, Jeff Carter trying to kill Shesterkin, Mike Smith getting hit.
Jared Spurgeon nearly breaking someone's ankle on the Blues.
Like, I feel like they need to just sit down and just say, okay, what is a goalie?
Yes.
Figure that out. Okay, great. Where can they go? Can you touch them? Can you look at them? Can you breathe on them? Like, figure out all the stuff you want for them, figure out the and then write it down, because it almost sounds like what they've done over the past like years. Like, they're like, okay, like, so this is like what a goalie is. Okay, this is great. And then like everyone went out for drinks. Everyone who's made these decisions, and then they don't know what a goalie is or where they're allowed to go and what they can do. So they got to like really finite this. It's been getting like what goalie interference is. There's been some close calls in a couple series.
Yeah,
that would have given games to other team. Like, you got to sit this figured out. Like,
there's that. Edmonton is on, I know people are like, oh, Edmonton's on a warpath now. It's not. It's literally just Connor McDavid.
Yeah, it's like Connor McDavid and Mike Smith had a beer, and it's like, hey, I want one before I like check out of the league.
Also,
and McDavid's like, I would like to stay here for a while and not get traded. So,
and also something I heard that was mentioned, I think earlier today. Despite all the hate Edmonton got for grabbing Evander Kane, he has done very well playing on McDavid's line. Still a piece of garbage. Still a human piece of garbage.
Literally,
that's still a fucking piece of garbage. But
he can still shoot the puck really well.
He can still shoot really well, and strangely enough, is able to go stride for stride with Connor, and Connor's the fastest skater in the fucking league.
Yeah, it's
And Evander Kane can catch up to him, no problem.
Yep.
I don't know if that's just like random voodoo luck or whatever, but like
this feels like it's
worked
gonna,
out well.
This
Evander
feels like
Kane,
an Antonio Brown, Tom Brady.
it does. It does
It's
kind
like
of feel like Antonio Brown, Tom Brady.
Next year, Evander Kane's gonna be throwing his jersey off in the game, like leaving. It's like, oh, shit,
but so Evander Kane has 10 goals right now. I believe he leads the league in playoff goals right now.
Oh, we have facts. Let's check him.
I don't know if he is anymore. He has 10. I don't know if anyone's past 10.
Let's check things.
Because he has 2 games where he scored
click
2.
the stats button.
And he has 2 hat tricks.
Do you want me just to read them for fun?
Top 5.
Your leading top 5 goal scorers, bottom up, with 7 goals. There's a 3-way tie. Wow.
Jesus.
So it's gonna be top 6 technically, but whatever.
Yeah.
With 7 goals, Kapito Kaprizov, Ryan O'Reilly, and Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah.
In third place with 8 goals, Jake Kunsel.
Yep.
In second place with 9 goals is David Perron.
Yeah, weird.
And with 10 goals is Evander Kane.
Yep.
Weird.
Very weird.
Flex.
He has 2 2-goal games and 2 hat tricks. That is insanity.
He is doing the hockey.
He is doing the hockey. Speaking of insanity, Tyler.
Yep.
Just a shot right now because I know the Edmonton Game 4 is going on right now. So
you forgot to mention that Mike Smith has 2 shutouts in the playoffs this year. He leads the league in shutouts in the playoffs this year. I just feel like you need to I loved Mike Smith in Arizona.
I know you
Mike
did.
Smith.
I know you did.
Choice. Chef's kiss.
I know you did. That is important to talk about.
Balling out. So what's your question for me?
What is McDavid's current point total?
Current point total. Well, do you want me to just do top 5 to put it in perspective for everyone?
Yes, please.
Johnny Gaudreau at 13.
Okay.
Mika Zibanejad at 14.
Yep.
Nikita Kucherov at 15.
Uh-huh.
Leon Draisaitl at 19. McDavid's at 23. You gotta love it. He's literally 10 points up from the guy in 5th.
He's 10 points up, and I'm
also
going to
tie for 5th. Evander Kane and David Perron are also in 5th, as is Adam Fox, but all 13.
Okay, so you said Connor has 23 points right now?
Yep.
24. He is currently at 24 points. He got an assist on one of the goals earlier.
Phenomenal.
Connor McDavid is doing 24 points in what is right now 11 games. So just roughly like 2 point something a game.
He's not that good.
No, kind of a wash.
Overrated.
But seriously, no joke though. He is putting up, Gretzky-esque numbers.
Yeah.
And he's doing this by himself.
I mean, yeah, he literally is just I want to win this.
He's I want to win a Stanley Cup. Please don't make me wait any longer. I'm fucking sick of it. And this is, I'm going to bring this back to the conversation we were having earlier about star players with Florida and having your star players show up. With the Leafs, with their dynamic duo of Mitch and Austin, they did show up this year. They actually did. Austin had, I think, 4 goals. He looked good. Mitch was looking a lot better here and there. Just couldn't get it done in Game 7. Barkov and Huberdeau, where did you go? What the fuck? Draisaitl and McDavid are maybe the scariest duo in the league right now. Yeah. Probably are. They're definitely the scariest duo in the league. And right now, while Draisaitl is doing a lot of work, he has 7 goals. McDavid has 17 assists.
Yep.
And if I remember the number correctly, the 26 goals that Edmonton scored in the first round, McDavid was on ice for 20 of them.
Yeah. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's all right. I don't want to be sarcastic anymore, though.
No, he's good.
Yeah. He's the real deal.
I can't wait for him to get traded.
I think this is where I brought this up to a friend of mine 2 days ago or something. But there was always discourse about Connor McDavid, whether or not he's actually good, because Edmonton didn't have a lot of playoff success for a while since he's been in Edmonton. And I think this is the year where he finally told everyone to go fuck themselves.
Dude, the only thing he lacks in is like a personality. Like he is the
Literally,
blandest player.
he is the most boring human
Oh
being.
my lord, it's painful.
God.
Like he's a great hockey player. I just don't. He should not have this because he's very. He should have a C. That's my only thing. That's the only thing that bothers me. Like they get to him because he's just elite. But
he's
like,
elite, yeah.
He doesn't really strike me as like leadership.
He's not a personality kind. I mean, then again, like there are a lot of captains in the league that aren't. It's like just bland. Like look at John Tavares, for example. John, he has a veteran presence, but
look at Stamkos. Man, Stamkos is like all personality. Like it's fantastic. I love it.
Marco Monterio's own Steven Stamkos. All three of those names just mentioned are from my province, and 2 of them are from my hometown.
Well, let's pick someone different than Ovechkin.
No, not from my province or hometown.
Absolutely not from your province.
No, he is not.
But he's got a great personality. People love Ovi. Yeah. Like that's.
But like despite the personality, Connor McDavid is doing any and everything in his power to make sure that the fucking Oilers get out of this like alive.
Yeah.
And as much as I think Calgary is going to win this series, they have to kind of claw from being down.
Yeah, they gotta win this game.
They gotta win this game. They gotta get that momentum back. The question is, something Steve Dangle mentioned in his podcast last week was the Flames were built specifically the way like they're set up and the way Sutter sets them up is to ensure victory over Colorado, over a team like Colorado.
Yeah. Edmonton. I love Nathan McKinnon. McKinnon's one of my favorite players. McDavid, a little bit better.
A little bit better. As amazing as Nathan McKinnon is, and he is incredible.
For like a normal human, Nathan McKinnon's elite.
Yes.
For like regular human one, Nathan McKinnon's like his best. Like he's the best we're gonna get.
Yeah.
McDavid's not on this planet, so it's fine.
Yeah.
See, that's the differential.
Yeah, where Nathan McKinnon can have like one to 2 impressive plays in the season or in the playoffs where he manages to deke out like 2 or 3 guys and score a goal. McDavid has done that, I think, like 6 times this season alone.
Yeah. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah. He's truly not of this earth.
No.
Or any earth. But, so the question is, you still have Calgary winning? I think so, but they're going to have to work for it.
I mean, I'll say this. Outside of the Lightning, I haven't picked a winner for any series yet.
Yeah.
Outside of the Lightning, I think the Lightning have this one in the bag.
Yeah, again?
I think they got it. Well, they won, so I think they got it.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean the cup.
Well, not the cup, but I mean just these like second round. Florida's certainly out, and then Tampa won, but I think every other series, like depending on how the next 20 minutes go for Calgary, I think there's still a little hope.
Yeah.
Depending on how
I think
tomorrow goes for.
I think Colorado closes out tomorrow.
I think St. Louis might get one back.
Tomorrow's game 5, right?
Yes.
So that's Colorado.
Yeah.
They might. They might. I feel like it'll all depend on how the crowd is, because I feel like now the Nazem Kadri redemption saga has kicked in, and I think this is where Colorado goes on a little bit of a tear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. So it's been a very interesting second round.
It has been.
It really has been a very interesting first round.
Yeah. It's strange. Like the first round being over, it went by really quickly. I don't know what it was, but the first round went by quick.
It's crazy.
What?
Only one. Say we're half the teams that entered the playoffs already gone, over half, which is crazy. Huh? So over half the teams are out of the playoffs already.
Yeah.
And you know what's even crazier? Only one team is halfway to a cup.
Yep. And guess what team that happens to be?
Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Long way to go.
Yeah, we've still got two more. We've still got two more rounds.
There's a tweet I really liked after the first round, and it's like, congratulations to the 8 teams that made it. You now have to, like, all you need to win the cup, and I thought this was just so beautifully worded. All you need to win the cup was a 12-9 record.
I mean, yeah, not wrong.
Yeah, think about that for a minute. It's really not that out of this world when you think about it like that.
No.
3 wins over 500. That's it.
No. Kind of weird.
It
kind
is
of weird when
weird
you think about it.
When you word it like that, it's kind of like, oh,
it is.
That's attainable.
That Tampa is now. They've only lost 3 games. They've only lost 3 games,
which is how many goals Andre Vasilevsky allowed up on 100 shots.
Yep. They have 2 more rounds to go. I don't know. I don't know who's going to get out of the Rangers Hurricane series.
A team on the East Coast.
A team, yes.
On the East Coast.
A team that plays for the Metro Division. Yep.
And incorporates red in some aspect of their uniform.
Yep.
And white.
A team that has a European goaltender.
Good.
Yep, that's a stretch. That's such a stretch. What else is there? Let's see. A team that at one point either has or had a Stahl brother.
This is true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of them's gonna. I don't know, but regardless,
someone will win.
Someone will win, but then whoever does, they're gonna have to do their homework fast because Tampa will be patiently waiting, being fed hot dogs and hamburgers by John Cooper.
Yep, at a pool party.
Yep. Which
I love John Cooper, man.
He scares the fuck out of me.
Dude, why? He's so chill.
No, and not in a bad way. Like, that's the thing. He's so chill, and his demeanor.
Have you ever read about him?
I've read. He's got a really interesting story.
He's got a fantastic story.
He's got a crazy backstory.
Guy.
Yeah. Like, fucking went from a fucking private law.
And he hated it. Like, he fucking hated it.
Went from private law, hated it.
He's like, I love hockey. Like,
knew people that had played, like, lacrosse, and someone said, hey, you want to coach, like, fucking AAA hockey? And he was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then just made his way up. He's got an ECHL Cup, he has a Calder Cup, and he has 2 Stanley Cups.
And fucking cigars.
And
my favorite part of that video is my friend caught it. The sunglasses he's wearing are like $10 sunglasses.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it's like the ultimate flex.
He doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't give a
the other crazy thing is, like, and that I realized about John Cooper that I have a lot of respect for is, now granted, the NHL has not done the Olympics in the last little while, obviously, because, dumb things and COVID, but Hockey Canada has always said that when they do the Olympics, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. John Cooper's the head coach of Team Canada. This man has truly made a name for himself that Hockey Canada doesn't have to do an entire fucking voting board to figure out who's going to be the coach of Hockey Canada.
To be fair,
happened with Babcock.
I kind of think
happening again. It's like,
I think Team USA kind of knows who they're going with.
Probably, yeah.
Boy, who would that be, Yusuf? I want to see if you know who it is. Because I know who it is.
Is Gerard Gallant American?
No, he's Canadian, dude.
Is he Canadian? I thought it was American. Okay.
Dude, yeah, he's Canadian.
Okay. Team USA. It's not Torts.
American. I'll give you a hint. Back-to-back Stanley Cups.
Mike Sullivan?
Yeah, he doesn't know about helmet rules yet. Mike Sullivan.
Oh. Makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, he's
Mike Sullivan does make sense. He's kind of the go-to. But yeah,
new American. It was Torts. Now it's Mike.
Yeah, but yeah, for John Cooper, like he's really worked his ass off to get Tampa where they are, and just I can't wait until the day he retires in like 100 years, because hopefully he writes a book, and I want to read that book.
Yeah,
and just pick his brain.
Oh, for sure.
Like, holy shit, John Cooper. But yeah, so I don't, yeah, you mentioned it earlier. Like this second round is, I'm not gonna lie, I've been enjoying the playoffs a lot this year because we're finally at a point of you don't know who's gonna win anymore.
I also think we're at a point of normalcy.
It is. It is a point of
and
normalcy.
It's kind of been really nice.
Yeah. Minus, game one of the Battle of Alberta, but
I mean, like, we've come a long way.
Yep.
We had this, then we didn't have it, then we kind of had it. Now we're back to normal-ish.
Yep.
So a couple weird things, but like overall, like we haven't had like players in COVID protocol. Like,
yep.
It's been
now, granted, it is kind of weird that it's the end of May and we're only in the second round, but late start, so made sense.
Yeah, I will admit, going to the game in Raleigh, I walked a mile from my hotel, and it's like 98 degrees. I'm in my jersey.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah,
I mean, even being around Tampa during the Toronto-Tampa series, like, yeah, rough. Yeah. But yeah, even though it's the end of May, because it's fun. Instagram likes to remind me of things from like years past and shit. And they reminded me that a few days ago was when Nashville won the fucking Western Conference Finals in 2017.
I got your banner.
I know you have my banner. I know you do. I thought, wow, that was the end of May. Or, the year after that, when Vegas clinched their fucking spot in the Stanley Cup Final. It was the end of May. Like, right. Yeah, normally the third round's done by now. But now, granted, I think there was like a record number of game sevens this year.
Yep.
In the first round, which obviously prolonged things a little bit. But it's been nice.
It's been fantastic. Nice. It's going to be sad because probably in another month, a winning team will be raising the Stanley Cup.
Yep.
A handshake line will happen.
Yep.
And then
and the season will be over.
And then it's hot outside and I'm bored.
I know, right? Like, now granted, the season's going to be done. I think they said the last possible day to do the finals is the 30th of June.
Yeah. So, I mean.
So we only have July, August, September. So 3 months of nothing. Oh, well, that's a lie. We have the World Juniors. So that got rescheduled.
And
we have the draft. We have the draft coming up. Montreal is gonna pull a fast one and not pick Shane Wright. That'd be so funny.
Preseason starts in September too, so it's really only 2.5 months.
Yeah, which, like, when you think about it, not enough downtime. Maybe, I don't know. We can get into this later, but regardless, the playoffs have been really good this year. There's been a lot of fucking weird shit happening, and some of it cool, some of it obviously not. But unfortunately, that's how it's been. Yeah. On that note, I think we'll end it here.
Yeah, it feels like a natural spot where we've never had this before.
I know, right? It's weird. Like, we've actually gone through everything we need to go through.
Yeah,
kind of nice.
This is weird.
We will at some point do something for the draft, because this is a really odd draft year. I think I'm planning on getting Parson Anton to talk about Arizona stuff again.
Yay.
God, I didn't want to talk about it today because there's just too much. But regardless,
we got our Vegas and Toronto episodes we're working on.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do like all the research we can, do some deep dives. I might call for a guest. I don't know if I can get him, but I might try to see if I can reach out to him.
You can do whatever you want to do.
I know. You're just here for the ride. So, anyways, we got stuff we're working on. But until then, this has been Up the Boards. Go watch the playoffs. The playoffs have been good. I'm Yusuf.
I'm Tyler.
And good night. We'll see you soon.